Every major claim requires a foundation. For Jehovah's Witnesses, that foundation is 1914. It is the year they claim Jesus Christ was enthroned and the year that justifies the governing body's authority over your life. But looking at the forensic file on your screen, you see our focus, the 1914 audit. As a follower of Christ, you know that truth is not afraid of examination. Today, we are auditing the Watchtower's math against the hard evidence of history to see if their foundation is built on rock or a 20-year lie. First, we must understand the stakes. Examine the flow chart displayed now. The organization's claim to be God's only channel relies on 1914. But 1914 only exists if the starting point, 607 B.C.E., is correct. If 607 is false, then 1914 is a phantom. And if 1914 is a phantom, then the 1919 divine appointment of this organization never happened. For a Christian, this is vital. If their authority is based on a mathematical error, then their rules are the commands of men, not God. Observe the data on this slide. These are the Neo-Babylonian kings, verified by tens of thousands of contemporary tablets. Follow the years on the right. 43 years for Nebuchadnezzar, 2 for Amel-Marduk, and so on. Look at the calculation at the bottom. When you add these documented reigns to the agreed upon date of 539 B.C.E., you arrive at 588 B.C.E. for the start of the siege. There is no missing time. There are no missing kings. To reach 607, you have to invent 20 years of history that simply do not exist in the ground. Study this comparison carefully. The top line is theological invention, a 70-year void where the Watchtower claims there are no records. The bottom line is archaeological reality. Every gap the Watchtower tries to hide is actually filled with the names of kings, tax records, and daily contracts. To believe the Watchtower, you have to believe that the entire Babylonian Empire ceased to exist for 20 years without anyone noticing. It is a mathematical requirement, not a historical fact. How do we know there's no gap? Look at the economic receipts shown here. Archaeologists have found thousands of dated business contracts for every single year of this period. These are the bank receipts of the ancient world. They show an unbroken chain of commerce from Nebuchadnezzar to the fall of Babylon. If the Watchtower's 20-year gap were real, there would be 2 decades of total silence. Instead, we have a mountain of daily evidence proving the 587 date is the only one that fits reality. Look at the evidence from the organization's own history. In this 1889 book, founder Charles Taze Russell didn't even teach 1914 as the start of Christ's presence. Read the highlighted text. They originally taught that Jesus returned in 1874. This slide is a warning for every follower of Christ. The 1914 date wasn't a discovery of truth. It was a backup plan created after their original date for the end of the world failed to come true. Notice the shift displayed here. Before 1914, the organization taught that it would be the complete overthrow of all earthly governments. When that didn't happen, they didn't admit they were wrong. They simply rebranded the failure as an invisible success and moved the return of Christ to 1914. They changed the story to fit the survival of the organization. As Christians, we must ask, Does God speak through shifting stories and rebranded failures? Now we look at the celestial clock. Tablet VAT 4956, shown here, is an astronomical diary recording the positions of the stars and moon during Nebuchadnezzar's 37th year. These planetary positions are like a fingerprint in time. They only happen once every few thousand years. The data on this tablet locks the date to 568 B.C.E. When you subtract 19 years to reach the destruction of Jerusalem, you land perfectly on 587. The heavens themselves testify against the 607 doctrine. How does the organization handle this? By attacking the witnesses. On this slide, we cite Insight on the Scriptures, Volume 2. Because the ancient tablets record the 9th year, which fits history perfectly, the Watchtower claims the ancient scribe made a typo and meant the 8th. This is a critical warning for every believer. If an organization will claim ancient chroniclers were incompetent just to save their own prophecy, how far will they go to manipulate the facts in your life? But what about the Bible? Observe this grammatical diagram of Jeremiah 25:11. The Watchtower claims the 70 years refer to Jerusalem being empty. But look at the text. It says the nations will serve the king of Babylon for 70 years. History shows this servitude began in 609 B.C.E. when Babylon defeated Assyria. 70 years of service ended in 539 B.C.E. The 70 years are real, but the Watchtower has misinterpreted the text to force a date that archaeology has already proven false. Read every word in this box. This is from the Watchtower itself. After trying to defend 607, they admit in this footnote, none of the secular experts quoted in this article hold that Jerusalem was destroyed in 607 B.C.E. They are admitting they have zero scholarly support. They are telling you that they stand alone against the facts. For a follower of Christ, the choice is clear. Do you follow an organization that admits its foundation is rejected by every expert on earth, or do you follow the truth? As we close this first audit, the verdict is undeniable. 607 B.C.E. is a myth. 1914 is a phantom, and the authority built upon them is a lie. But the danger doesn't end with the wrong date. In part 2, we are going to see how this organization uses secret laws and internal manuals to punish and silence anyone who begins to see the facts you've seen here today. The truth has set you free from the math. Now we look at the system.